Second half.
Second half.
So the first half, we had 12-year Jack Daniels. Excellent.
Outstanding. One of the better ones we have, in my opinion.
Is that the first time we've ever had 3 over 8? Three people?
I don't think
say
so.
that-
Like I said, I think some of the Elijah Craigs,
The pinhook we did.
the Pinhook, the Elijah Craigs, I think were all in the 8s for us.
It is not very often, though.
No, it's not.
So that just tells you how excellent that was.
It was excellent. Hats off to the Mr.
Mr. Jack.
Total Wine.
Mr. Total Wine.
Mr. Total Wine. Yeah, my wife liked it as well.
Second half of the Dudes Like Us podcast on February 20th, 2024. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for being here in the second half in your cheerful state. And Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I am Jeff.
And we've got a whole lineup of these topics to talk about. And but before we jump into those, we wanted to kind of reflect a little bit for those people that listened to the last podcast. We were talking about Paul. What were we talking about?
I was talking about how that tweet about for President's Day.
So the tweet.
Honoring,
so it's on X.
Yes. Do they call it tweets anymore?
I guess they do technically, but it's inaccurate.
Xing.
Yeah, well.
They call it Xing?
I don't know.
Okay.
But so
Smartass.
on this, they
Yeah.
on the tweet, we'll call it a tweet.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
They were honoring that Democrat presidents that are still alive,
Honor
and
Democrat.
and they forgot Carter.
All right, so
Yeah, Jimmy
let's well, why did they forget that though? So obviously Jimmy Carter's still alive, but
His wife just died, though, I believe.
she did die
did
last
she?
year.
Rosalind.
Anyway, and I made the comment, oh, hell, it would have been so easy. Just look up ChatGPT, and it would have told you who the presidents who are alive are. And our producer decided to get on ChatGPT.
Yeah, Mr. Austin, he went up there and did a little research, and he popped
Is your mic live?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
read to us what you asked and what the response was.
Okay. I put.
He's got the flange working on there.
He's got
does.
something going. That's all right. Keep rolling.
I put. Which Democratic presidents are still alive in Chat GPT first thing, didn't put anything else, and I responded with just Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. And then I responded with, what about Carter? And it was quick to correct itself.
It said,
And then-
apologies for the oversight. Yes, Jimmy Carter is a living Democratic president. He served as the 39th president of the United States from 77 to 81. So the living Democrats are, other than the last update, are these three. Jimmy Carter.
How could it get that wrong?
I don't understand.
That's about biasness. That's about
They don't want to include him
misinformation.
as one,
That's about,
know.
well, you know what?
but he's not dead last. Trump is.
Right.
Unbelievable.
It's just...
Anyway, so thank you for doing that, Mr. Producer.
You know what?
You
should-
literally went to ChatGPT as I suggested, and it gave you an incorrect answer.
Look at
Yes.
me.
That is unbelievable.
You
That is
should-
unbelievable.
You should type in there what ChatGPT's presidential rank is. Ask it to rank the U.S. presidents.
Oh, what a great idea.
See what it comes up with. See if
gonna-
it's similar
It's going to
to.
be number one, Trump.
I guarantee it's probably last again.
and then it will never say it again because it'll send off an alert at the OpenAI Central Command Center, and it'll say, "Uh-oh, we got to fix that." Yeah, we got to fix that. All right, here we go. Can you rank all U.S. presidents from best to worst president? Here we go. Let's see here. Where's Trump? Here we go.
Oh,
He's not.
he's not
dead
even
last.
listed.
Oh, wait. They only went to the top 40. Ask it for all of it. Give me all presidents.
What about the remaining 5? Obama's probably not included in that.
Modern presidents. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Modern presidents. Let's see. It should be everybody. What the hell? There should be 46 of them, like you so eloquently told me in the last podcast.
Right.
Donald Trump dead
is
last. There we go. 40. Well, it says 42. That's unbelievable. Oh, and George Bush. George W. Bush, 41. That's such crap. Oh, my God. It's such crap.
It does. Well, these are just listing them in order.
No, it's listing them.
Oh, Joe Biden is last now.
Okay, what the hell?
So George Washington.
Best to worst based
Abraham
on
Lincoln was
various
president
historical-
15. So that's not right. Ronald Reagan wasn't president 9. So this is kind of weird.
So it's changing its list every time.
It is. But yeah, I mean, come on. You can't
Well,
really-
it says certainly from best to the worst based on the various historical assessments and perspectives. That is interesting. So
I put Biden last.
They did. In this one, it said it has Donald Trump 42 and Joe Biden 43.
wow.
Huh.
Whatever. I mean,
It's so dumb. It's so
it's-
subjective.
it's just crazy.
All right. Okay. Well, let's talk about what
Let's
we're
talk
gonna
about you and me.
Yes.
Let's talk about music-y. Top 10 albums. So this has been a topic list that we want dudes like us out there. I don't know if how old you dudes are how old you guys are out there. We're pretty much in our 50s, so our music genre is going to be a little bit different than yours as far as what we think is good and what's bad. But due to the popular demand of the stars, whoever come up with this list, I don't know who Mr. Producer is pulled up back there, but we're going to try to figure out the top 10 albums. And Jeff,
Best-selling albums.
the best-selling albums.
Best-selling
So
albums.
this is going to be kind of queer because there's not really albums out there to sell anymore, right? So it's the rank, meaning like,
There's
they
got
used
to be
have
a way to handle
albums.
digital. Like it has to be.
It's weird. So I don't know how, because it's difficult because they're not as expensive. I mean, it doesn't cost as much to buy the digital version, right?
Well, I don't think people buy albums anymore. They buy
No.
specific songs.
Yeah, perhaps, or they just have Amazon or Spotify.
All right. So why don't we change this then?
No,
Why don't
I
we-
want to look at this first,
Okay.
and then we can try to
Jeff
figure
wants
out.
to prove his theory of
Yeah.
who he thinks the best-selling.
I would like to
albums
see
were.
what is the best-selling artist of all time,
Well,
and so let's do that after this.
let's do that after this.
So
So
before we start, do we want to let's name
that's
what we
the list.
think.
What-
Just name one artist. You want me to go first?
Go.
Madonna.
You think she's in there?
I think she's in there.
I think Debbie Gibson's in the top 10 for sure.
Get the front
I'm
there.
thinking the Eurythmics. No, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good guess.
I think Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
think AC/DC.
Yeah. That's good.
Nah,
That's good.
not
That's good.
AC/DC.
Not AC/DC.
I don't think so.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
What about Neil Diamond and Barry Manilow?
Top 10? I don't think so.
No.
I think
No, I
the
don't think
Beatles
so
may
either.
be
What
in
about
there.
ABBA?
I think the Beatles would be in there.
You-
Actually, I do think ABBA would be in there.
You think ABBA might be in the top 10?
All time or single album?
Let's open up the lines
Ooh,
and see
I
what
bet
our
the
see what our
Eagles-
listeners are.
The
are
Eagles, the double platinum album.
I bet the Eagles are in there.
It's a
Eagles.
live album.
All right.
Rolling Stones.
Well, there
All
you
right, so
go.
the 25 best-selling albums of all time, and this is coming out from Pasterner Pastern Magazine. I'm not sure
This
what
is
that is.
Paste.
Paste.
Oh,
Paste magazine.
What a weird name.
Paste Magazine. It's-
All right. So
that's
this
what
is-
happens when you
Well, the-
spooge on the pages.
Well, the facts should be the same, right?
You would
Should
think.
be.
All right. The Beatles, number 25.
All right,
Sergeant
number
Pepper's
25.
Lonely
Oh,
Hearts
great
Club.
album,
There you go.
by the way.
1967.
I loved that as a kid.
18 million. Okay, and number 24, you have Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Not a fan. I wasn't a fan as a
Are you
kid.
kidding me?
Yeah, no, I just never really listened to it.
Well, I'll tell
do
you
I
what.
need to
Got
go
some
back
good
and
music
listen
on
to
it.
it?
Yeah,
well,
it's got some good music on it.
but here, let's chat about this because my experience with the Pink Floyd, The Wall, is we lived in Germany at the time, and we were limited on. First of all, they didn't have they had a United States broadcasting system for radio, but it wasn't like it is.
Right.
So and you just didn't have a bunch of albums out there. My dad was able to get the Pink Floyd on cassette tape. So evidently one of his friends had purchased it, and he did a second generation tape.
right.
And we would
Oh,
sit
yeah.
there and
Abused it out.
excuse me, we'd listen to the whole album, and we would listen to it over and over. So my parents would go out shopping. I had no idea what the fuck my parents did. They would leave us they would leave the apartment because we lived in Germany, Mannheim, Germany, Frankfurt, Mannheim. We lived in both places, and they would leave and they'd go shopping for hours and hours all day on a Saturday.
They get
So
a
my
hotel
brother,
room.
sister, and I would,
They get a hotel room.
I got a hotel
Maybe
room.
they did, man. A little whoopee.
Yeah.
Lots of whoopee. hours and hours of
Great
your
hours.
parents making love
Just
naked
raw.
together,
Just-
writhing and
Sweaty,
yeah.
Frothy
Your
ejaculate.
mom
all over
screaming,
them.
your dad screaming.
frothy.
Okay.
So we would listen.
We were
Luminous.
hoping to upset you. It didn't upset you at all.
Whatever, man.
He's
So
like, yeah, go, Dad.
I guess, yeah. I guess in Germany.
So
things
this
are different.
album, the Pink Floyd. So we Pink Floyd was one of them. We also had like Urban Cowboy,
Oh.
and we have Barbara Streisand,
God.
Guilty with
Guilty.
Nightmare.
With Barry
Andy-
Gibb.
Barry Gibb, thank you. with
The
Bee
only
Gees.
thing I know from this album is we don't need no education.
That is one
yeah,
of the songs.
and you know what? That is a good song.
And all
but
the children.
it
I mean,
could
it's so
get
weird.
a little. But look, so the Pink Floyd has he has a style of music that doesn't really stop. So the album begins, and it's
it's
like
a concept.
It's a concept, and it's like the album. There are songs on the album, but it's one straight
Theme.
song.
Oh, I see. It's a theme.
So basically there was a movie that was made, and it
Correct.
really, if you kind of like imagine what's going on, and it tells a story.
It
so
does.
I need to go back and listen to this, huh?
But there are a lot of albums that like Pink Floyd put out that does, like the Final Cut. The Final Cut, in my opinion, is probably that's the Delicate Sound of Thunder is probably one of my favorite albums. The Final Cut is probably number 2, and this is
Interesting.
probably number 3. The Final Cut is an excellent album.
Man, it's interesting because my takeaway from Pink Floyd during my whole childhood was like the most depressing,
Yeah,
weird,
I just
psychedelic.
I don't think you were
weirdos
given an
listen to it.
opportunity to listen to it.
No, it wasn't my genre at all.
I'd recommend go back and get it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think I
do
will.
too.
I think
All
I
right,
will.
let's go up to 23.
Number 23.
11 million, by the way. 18. The total certified sales 18 million, 30 million claimed. U.S. sales 11 million. I don't even know what that means.
Can you scroll to 23?
Yeah, scroll down there, Superman.
There we go. Michael
right.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Michael Jackson, Bad, the Bad
Bad.
album.
Good album.
1987.
That had
Interesting.
you ain't fat, you ain't fat, you ain't fat.
I'm bad.
I haven't
You're
seen you at
bad.
Burgerwood
You're
lately.
Really, really bad.
This had the,
He's bad.
what's the song where the video where he's walking down the street with
Thriller.
has Smooth Criminal on there, doesn't it? Is that on Bad?
No,
It's not.
I don't
No.
know. It'd be nice if they had listed.
that's
these.
Billie Jean. You're talking about?
No, that's on Thriller.
Oh,
Anyway,
All right, so it
oh,
says
off
here.
the wall. It says Off the Wall and Thriller were his predecessors.
you know,
To
Off the Wall and Thriller.
Bad.
Then he had like Man in the Mirror. Maybe that's where.
Man in the mirror.
That was a good one.
Maybe that's where.
That was a good song.
Smooth
I'd be
Criminal
curious
came
what's
from.
on this whole Bad album. We probably should
Dirty,
go back and look
Dirty
at that.
Diana.
You know, Dirty Diana. You know, the Michael Jackson is such an interesting character, and they really drug his name through the mud. You know, when he passed away with all the crazy buttholes, little boys'
Oh,
buttholes
the
he was
kid,
looking at.
the Neverland.
Yeah,
Buttholes. Oh yeah.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was
yeah.
looking at
It's
buttholes.
like, dude, you know, those little kids staring into.
Did
that
you watch that
butthole
movie?
abyss. No, I won't.
I
Watch
did
it.
not watch
I won't
that,
watch
no.
it. I'll
It's
leave it to
disturbing.
you to.
It's
But-
disturbing.
So
Yeah.
it's very. Are you saying it's convicting?
Yes.
Yeah. So as far as the modern music goes, I mean, Celine Dion. Let's talk about Love. Is number 22. So I'm assuming this came from.
Celine Dion, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing small or subtle about Let's Talk About Love from Celine Dion's vocals to the ambitious of her collaborations. Barbara Streisand, Luciano Pavarotti, and the Bee Gees, Diane King perform on various tracks. Carole King and Corey
This had
Hart.
Titanic theme song. That alone made the album.
Yeah, but was that on here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that-
kind of what it
Is
was.
that Power of Love? Is that what that one is?
That was not. Was that Celine Dion? I thought that was Laura
Oh,
Branigan.
no. Power of Love is Celine Dion. But was that from that movie? I just don't know if it was from that
From
movie.
Titanic?
Uh-huh.
No.
What's the one you're thinking of then? From the
The
Titanic?
Titanic.
Well, I know, but it's got a title, not just Titanic, is it?
Well, the movie's called Titanic.
What? Really? Oh, wow, that's news to me.
Was it?
Yes.
Yes, but I mean, we're talking about what the title of the song was.
Titanic.
Are you serious?
I don't
No.
Oh, God. Okay. Thought you were fucking with me.
know.
Oh, well, look at 21.
All right. All right, well, let's scroll down. So you got Madonna Marana as number 21.
Okay, that's very interesting because that is her best of album.
Immaculate Collection.
Yes, that is. I have that album, and it's her. Yeah, that's her best of. So,
Yeah,
that's interesting that they would include that as. You know what I mean? That seems kind of like it's cheating.
No,
it's
I don't
the
think so.
best-selling
Because
album.
look, it was because look, she came out with a bunch of weird stuff. She was going out with that guy Sean
Penn.
Penn, who was a
He's a dipshit.
Douchebag.
D-bag, you know.
He
But,
still is a douchebag.
yeah, but I mean, look, the Madonna back at that time before she came out with a lot of good stuff. It was real popular, real
Oh, she
fun,
was
and
great.
everybody wanted.
No.
So she capitalized off a bunch of stuff.
I think
I-
she's the Taylor Swift of the 90s.
I was
80s and 90s.
I was completely infatuated. I'm going to admit it. Completely infatuated with Madonna at one point in my life.
Yeah, she kind of jumped the shark where she was banging basketball players. You know.
I don't know.
Well,
what she
hopefully Taylor Swift doesn't turn into the Madonna where she gets all
did.
fucking.
What a train wreck! Did you see she fell down on stage?
Yes.
Well, honestly, it wasn't her
It
fault.
was the
It was,
dancer's fault.
Yeah,
'Cause he
wearing
was
these
wearing
stupid
high
heels. You know?
And apparently she, laughed it off, and they got back on the chair. I mean, it was no big deal.
She fired him after the show, I'm sure.
Did she?
You're fired!
Oh, I doubt it.
You're fired.
Why would she do
You're
that?
Fired.
She's sleeping
You're
with him.
Fired.
All right, 20.
All right, moving on. Down to number 20. Eventually.
Eventually. Oh, we skipped 20.
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. Do you guys ever get bothered with how he's like a hack?
I don't like him.
I mean, I hate that. I don't want to inject politics into the artists that we listen to as kids. We've talked about this before.
But
But he is kind of.
he is. But let's bring it back into the 80s.
Okay.
This came out in 1984.
Great album.
It did do a lot of sales. The Springsteen's finest moments, his strongest pop hooks, his most mature lyrics.
I
It was
disagree. I think his next album was more
Well, I mean,
mature than this one.
But I mean, it was different. I think he also changed his name. No. That was
John Cougar.
That was John Cougar. But,
John Cougar.
But I mean, look, this was a USA apple pie hot dog eating. Little did it about Jack and that. Oh, was that?
That was
God damn it! I get
John
those fucking
Cougar.
John Cougar.
those white boys all look the same to me. You know.
No, it was Born in the USA. It was Glory Days.
Yeah,
Glory
Glory
Days.
Talking about reliving the glory of
Oh
high
yeah,
school.
no, that's a great
Yeah.
song. That's a great song.
Dancing, where he's up there dancing,
Dancing in the
with
Dark.
with Courtney
Who-
Cox.
The thing about it is that as I actually
hold on? What'd you say?
Courtney Cox.
It was Courtney Cox.
Yes,
He pulled her up on the stage. Was how she found that way?
I think so. I don't know, but that's the first time I saw her.
well, she earned
She gets
her
up there
way.
and starts dancing.
She does. She was butt naked. No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't vaginant.
She wasn't nude.
No.
Vagging.
Yes,
So
she
now,
was-
if they don't have clothes on, they're vagging.
yes, they're vaginant.
Moving
Interesting,
on.
Jeff.
Number 19.
Number
we
19.
have Santana.
He doesn't even sing. All he does is play guitar.
Yeah, but there's
He writes the crap, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, this was a collaborative thing because he had a bunch of people singing with him. Like there it says Matchbox 20's Rob
every
Thomas.
song.
Was Rob Thomas in this in 1999?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And Maria with the R&B duo The Product. G
So
and
what was
B.
that song that Rob Thomas sang with him? Is
was
just
Smooth.
like the emotion under the moon.
It's called Smooth. That was Smooth.
I don't. Yeah, I think that was it. That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. It's on this album.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, Matchbox 20. I like Rob Thomas. He's got a.
But you forget about it, or something like that.
Don't forget
Yes.
about it.
Bitch.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's
It
lots
is
of
interesting.
movement.
It's
I used to
interesting,
sing
but
that one.
he's just the guitarist, though.
Ah, the
Find that-
Black Album
All right.
by Metallica.
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 Metallica, yes. I believe you're saying that wrong. but
Metallica.
yeah.
Am I saying that wrong?
Metallica.
Yes.
Metallica has been a band for a decade when they released their self-titled fifth album, the Black Album, in 1991. The intense and argumentative recording process with producer Bob Rock occurred while three-fourths of the band was going through divorce proceedings. Can you imagine that?
What a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, this is where
I guess being in a band is not good for your marriage.
but with the band
No.
partially letting go of its thrash metal roots, the heavy metal of Metallica broke through the mainstream
Ooh.
audience, has become the best-selling metal of all time. With Enter the Sandman,
Enter Sandman.
The
That is
Unforgiven,
my favorite right
Nothing Else Matters, Wherever You Roam, Sad But True. All of those are
there. Great songs.
Outstanding.
Oh, man.
Yes.
You know what? You told me after, so we went to the whatchamacallit, the place that almost burned down while we were there.
Revel.
the Revel in
Yes.
Frisco,
And
Texas.
it was Metallica was there, and it was you. I didn't know anything. I didn't know any of the songs, and you were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it!" You were like, "Whoa!" It was Metallica, right?
Metallica, yeah.
Yeah, and you were like, and he knew the words of every
he was
single
singing
song.
them.
and
Oh,
he
that was great.
I told my wife, you were
Jeff,
like
was break
you were
dancing
like an
out there.
8-year-old. You were like, oh my god, I know this
was.
one, I know that one.
They were a good band too.
I know.
They
I
sounded
know.
great.
Anyway, so I have yet to do that. I didn't go back and like listen to their shit. I need to.
You
Okay?
need to.
I'm going to. All right, number 17.
Number 17 moving down.
Ooh,
Was not expecting
Meatloaf,
this one.
Bat out of
Meat
hell.
Loaf.
Yeah,
No.
this basically
I was not
was
expecting this one.
Yeah, but they have I think 2 or 3 songs on this album. One of them is 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad. I think is one of the songs on there.
I know that.
And
song.
the Paradise Cafe, was it Paradise
Paradise by
Dashboard
the
Lights?
Dashboard Light.
Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. Track 10 off this one was
Yes.
another very popular one. You know, it's crazy. Meatloaf of all people.
Yeah, I wouldn't think this one.
Yeah,
That's
but
very
it's
interesting to me.
But it is a great album, and he's a fantastic performer. Is he still alive?
Great question.
I don't know.
Dead or alive contest. I would say alive.
Oh, really? Is this like a gambler? First of all, who is the lead singer again?
Meatloaf.
It is
What's-
Meatloaf.
What is his name though?
His name is Meatloaf.
It's Meatloaf. Mr. Loaf.
Now he does have another name. I don't know what it is.
He's got a
Oh,
name.
the story of Marvin Lee Aday, better known as Meatloaf.
There you
Better known
go.
as
Excuse me,
only known as
Mr.
Meatloaf.
Loaf. Mr. Loaf.
Is he alive? Yeah. Let's do a quick check. He is.
He died
He
2022.
did die recently,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Known professionally as Meatloaf, is an American singer actor known for his powerful, wide range of vocal theatrical things. What was the movie that he was in? That was the very
Rocky
popular
Horror,
one, the
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I
that
saw
was,
that once. That was creepy.
But did you actually go to the movie theater?
I did.
It was fun in the
did-
movie theater.
It was
you-
fun. Oh, because everybody knew what they were. Everybody was dancing and singing, and everybody was like doing their thing.
But there was
that was my.
yeah.
I was
But
like,
they
what
had like
the
a bunch
hell?
of props and like food they threw, and it was
Yeah.
like it
Oh,
was
it
like,
was a thing.
I've never been to one.
Oh, I
I've
went.
seen the movie, but
I went to saw it probably 2 or 3 times.
were you naked?
Just
Nobody,
once.
nobody was naked. I was dating.
No.
I was dating a girl who was totally into this. It's like a cult.
It is.
And she was like, okay. I was like, okay, I'll do this. And I was just like, what?
It was usually like a midnight showing. So
And
you're
it
down
was
there
a
late.
midnight show, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
They give you a little roofie.
No,
No.
they didn't roofie me that I know of.
But what's weird is I've tried watching it here at the house, and it's like, yeah, this movie
Not the
sucks.
same.
No, it's not. It's like you need all the other
Yeah,
shit
you need
going
the
on.
ambiance.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
to
I didn't
see
get-
it
I didn't get
outside
through
of that. Weird,
Is that where they have like the little plant that goes, "Feed me, Maurice"? Is that
No,
the same thing, or is
that's
that something
Little
different?
Shop of Horrors.
Oh,
Oh, that's very similar though.
Yeah.
That is kind of similar.
Was that also Meatloaf?
No,
That's not me.
that was Rick Moranis
Oh, I like
Yes.
Rick. He's funny.
He is funny.
Strange
in the
little
movie
motherfucker.
anyway. It's a musical. It's a Broadway musical.
That's
right, Mr.
Honey,
Producer.
I Shrunk the Kids. All right, let's go to number 16.
16.
Ah.
BG. Now we're talking.
Well.
Staying Alive.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Bee
first
Gees'
off, hold on.
Saturday
No, no, no,
Night
no,
Fever
no.
Soundtrack.
Yeah. Okay. It's various artists as well because this is the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, it's Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Yeah, there's a
Year
lot of other artists on
1991, this was total certified sales 21 million. Not only did this film introduce the world to the smoldering screen presence of John Travolta, it cemented the Bee Gees' place in the top pop culture.
It is Bulge.
My
Staying
favorite
Alive.
song
How deep is your
is
love?
"If I Can't Have You, I Don't Want Nobody, Baby. If I Can't Have You." All right, so that was Yvette, somebody,
What?
the person who sings "If I Can't Have You."
Yvette
Why is
Longoria.
that? Yeah, but why? That's not them.
That's on the album.
this song?
The song we just sang is on that album,
Oh.
100%.
Well, but it says Bee Gees and various artists.
Various artists.
I just watched the BG documentary again with my wife. I highly recommend it.
Really? A lot
Highly
of hair.
recommend it.
Did it have like a ton of hair and a lot of high voices?
Well,
Well,
it
it
goes
talks
through their
about a lot
entire
of-
career when they're starting out as kids,
Yes.
In Australia, right?
all the way
They're
through.
insanely successful.
Yes.
They all have castles.
Yeah, but the thing about it
They
is,
did.
they didn't the castles.
They do.
The thing about
They
it is when they're
did.
in Australia and they're trying to make it, they had a different whole sound to them. And the guy was like,
they changed it.
let's change a few things. Hey, Barry, why don't you kick your brother in the balls?
No, that didn't happen until much, much later.
How much later?
I want to watch
To
it.
the 70s, right
Is it,
before
is
this.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on HBO.
Ooh.
Home box office.
HBO Max.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Does that still exist?
Yes.
So does Showtime and Skinamax.
Yeah.
Oh.
They all
No,
still exist. I don't have any.
The
of them.
falsetto didn't kick in until
You
the
don't see Skinemax
70s,
anymore. They got Pornhub.
and
I mean, you don't want the whole thing. You just want,
right, and they were listening to
Softcore.
some old Motown R&B stuff,
Yeah.
and their producer said, "Why don't you kick that up a notch?" And
no way.
Yeah.
So their producer made them because
Well,
they
kind of
didn't
changed it.
explode
well, they went through
until-
different phases.
Yeah,
like
they're
distinct
they're
phases
so
of their
talented.
career.
their vocals changed a lot too. I mean, vocals do change as you get older, and the more you practice and the more you hit those notes. I mean, the more you harmonize together. I mean, look, they sound great together. There are times that they've been on several shows, like the Oprah Winfrey show, and they were. Hold on, let's back up. There was another one. I don't forget what. But regardless,
Sally Jesse Raphael.
That's
I-
it. You nailed it.
no, I don't think it was Sally. Just
Nailed it.
I think it was like Mike.
How do you even pull that shit?
Howard,
Where do you pull that shit from?
Howard Stone.
Well, you remember him.
Howard.
God.
What's his name? Howard Stone. Howard Steen.
Who, Sturm?
Howard Stern.
Stern?
Howard Stern.
Howard
I think they're
Stern.
on the-
Yeah, the germaphobe.
Yeah. Whatever. The point is that those guys truly have talent.
Oh, they're
when they
amazing.
harmonize together, it's
They're
like God
amazing.
bless you guys. Are just they hit all of it. They
So-
rock it.
All but one is dead. Are they all dead?
They're all dead except for the oldest, Barry.
Barry.
Barry's off.
The youngest died first, and then the twins.
Oh, there were twins in there.
Twins are Maurice and Adrian or something like that.
Interesting. I want to watch that. Okay, I gotta figure
No,
out
it's,
how
it's
I can do that.
outstanding.
Yep, and they're good. They're good. They're good guys too. All right, so number 15.
15. Here we go.
Have so number 15 is
Oh, yeah.
Appetite for Destruction.
They're saying it was the
Guns N'
greatest
Roses.
rock album of all time, and it was their debut. How crazy is that?
I gotta be honest. I don't
Guns
like
N'
Guns N'
Roses.
Roses. I don't like Axl Rose. I never really. I had to listen to their music because I was a disc jockey at the time, and I played it.
I like
and
this album.
I
I
love
got
this
into
album.
some of it, but all in all, not a huge fan of Guns N' Roses.
Did you listen to the whole album though?
all of it?
Yeah,
I
I like
did
it.
too. So,
Now,
what was your favorite, Jeff? What was your favorite track on this album?
I like the. What's the first song on the second side? They don't have sides anymore. But
They don't have sides. You just totally dated yourself.
it was the first song on the second
Side
side,
B.
whatever that is. I like that one the most.
Which one?
I also like Mr. Brownstone.
That's my favorite. Mr. Brownstone is my absolute favorite.
Yeah, I guess I haven't heard the whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just never did anything for me. I never felt it.
So they never. I mean, I thought they dropped off. I know they had a couple hits.
I've actually seen.
Well,
them
they
in concert.
imploded.
They imploded. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
they-
what do you mean personally? Like they had the band like fell apart.
Yeah, it just completely fell apart. Axl Rose just an
Drugged
idiot.
out.
Yeah, drugged out. Slash was drugged out, and they couldn't do it anymore.
They couldn't handle the fame and the fortune.
Yeah, and they just. I think they're back together now.
Yeah, but it's kind of.
He looks like a grandmother. Axl Rose does.
So
It's kind of strange
painful.
looking.
I know. It's so painful to see these guys in their 60s, 70s,
fuck them.
and they look horrible.
Fuck them.
From hard
You know
living.
what? Here's the thing. It's like someone that wins a lottery ticket and blows all their fucking money.
I
Shut
know.
the front door. Get the
I,
fuck out.
I hear you. All right, number 14. Bob
Was not
Marley.
expecting this. The Legend
I was
album.
not expecting
Bob
this.
Marley.
And the Wailers.
Okay, so they are
No
basing this
woman,
on
no
sales,
cry.
right? Not just like how they feel about it.
Certified sales.
Stir
Okay,
it up.
certified sales.
It's interesting because Bob Marley, the whole reggae movement is actually extremely popular, and I'll tell you
There's
another
a
reason.
movie coming out too.
Yeah, there is about his life.
The thing about reggae music and Bob Marley is that when you pull up the genre and just say, hey, let's say I own a club and I want to have a genre of everything because I want to bounce on everything. If we need some reggae to
Like
fill the
reggae
spot.
night?
Yeah, well, reggae. Let's just say we need a reggae section. Bob Marley's he's gonna be on that list.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Who
Oh,
else
he
you
was
gonna
the.
go?
I think he was the creator of reggae. Was
yeah.
he not?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I don't
Probably
know.
not.
I don't
Probably
know.
not.
Popular
But he
ones
made
from-
it popular.
from Jamaica. Then his son, I think Ziggy Marley,
Ziggy
came
Marley.
up, and he had like one or two hits.
Did he
It
have Big
sounds just like
Mountain?
him. Is that the name of the song?
No, that's the band that kind of mishmashed reggae and
Man, I don't remember.
a couple of songs.
But there are a lot
Was
of bands
bad.
afterwards that
UB40?
took on, yes,
That was
but
a British band.
it's
UB40
still
was not bad.
yeah. They were all right. But it's just it wasn't the same. This with the Bob Marley and the Wailers, they were sincere, true Jamaicans that had a cultural influence.
I need to go back and listen to
music.
that. I
They-
can't. I couldn't even tell
But they-
you.
They have the songs that they
recognize
talk about
songs.
tell a story. So especially off of this album, but they have other ones like Buffalo Soldier. You know what a Buffalo Soldier? You know that talks about how the I forget what it talks about. It talks about how the black folk were they fought in the war. That's what they call them, Buffalo Soldiers. Am I telling that? Is that right?
I have
I don't
no
know.
idea.
I may be. Full
I'm
of
guessing
shit,
you're about maybe 7% right.
Maybe. But my point is that his stories tell stuff. Tell a story. The songs tell a story. Like "No Woman, No Cry." You ever heard that song?
No
woman,
women don't
no
cry.
It's like he basically says, "Hey, look, man, if you don't have a woman, you can't get fucked up over them." So
Well, in this thing it says he had at least 10 children with a number of different women.
well, that makes sense.
He had 10 children with 11 women.
Yeah, and he's a total ganja smoking the whole cliche thing. In fact, the whole
He got shot, didn't he?
I don't know how he died.
Oh, good question. How did he die, Mr. Producer?
I think he got.
Bob Marley did he overdose?
I thought he
think
got
so.
shot.
I don't think you can overdose on pot.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think you can.
All right, let's see what happened to him.
Blows away.
He this tragic story of what
Oh,
caused
skin
it.
cancer. Well, that's not as
Oh,
exciting
wasn't
as
it a
getting
little
shot.
melanoma?
He had toe cancer.
Did you say toe?
Toe. I read this recently.
No, skin cancer on
yes,
his toe.
on his toe.
Well, you don't hear that every day. Really?
He died of skin cancer on his toe.
Why did I think he got shot?
I can't.
I heard that
just
too.
remembered this.
I do remember that, but that may have been his son. I think.
He had on his big toe a cancerous growth on an old soccer injury on his big toe that metastasized and spread to his brain, liver, and lungs.
You got to get this shit taken care of, man.
Unbelievable. That's so preventative.
Yep.
So dumb.
Anyway.
How tragic.
He was only 36.
All right, so Bob,
From
Bob,
big toe cancer.
so Bob Marley, he got attacked, and he was shot, but he didn't die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's saying I shot the sheriff.
And the sheriff shot him back. All right,
So,
number
but
13.
He died of melanoma.
ABBA.
There it is.
There you go.
ABBA. The greatest hits album.
If you change your mind,
Chicka ching, chicka ching, chicka ching, ching.
take a big chance
So-
on me.
There's 2 albums, by the way. I know.
Money, money, money.
There's a gold
Must be
album,
funny.
and then
Good,
there's
man.
In a
another
rich man's world.
another greatest hits album that's like more gold or something like that, and they're both great.
I enjoy the album.
I have both.
You know, as gay as a dancing queen, everyone comes out. You're like,
Oh.
you're a fag for dancing that,
No.
but inside your body's
Love
like
it.
dancing a
Just
little
like,
bit.
you're doing snap.
I
a little
abs-
bobble. Oh,
I-
I
so-
just caught myself snapping. What the fuck?
So overseas, ABBA was just mammoth, and
Well, they have the holographic concert where they are making shit tons of money, and they're not even performing.
they're just
The hologram of
they're
them
all
is
still
up there.
live. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
all
not
still
live.
live.
No, they're also
all
alive.
All still alive.
Yeah, they're still alive, but the
But they're not-
concerts are holographic.
Where are these concerts?
I think it's in London.
I'd see it. That'd be amazing.
They
Well,
have,
I
they
mean,
have
they've
their
made-
own
they've made,
venue, everything.
Movies,
Millions of
You know,
dollars.
look,
They're
they've got
they're
a.
awesome.
Th-
I
this
love
is
ABBA.
cultish. You know, they've got a great sound to
They
them.
sure do.
And you know, hats off to them. It's
think
solid.
the-
It's clean. You know, it's
Yes.
I think the ladies were back in the day sexy.
They were
Blonde.
super sexy.
Well, I don't think they're sexy anymore, but so
Well,
I agree
I
with
said
that
back in the
statement.
day.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit. Sexy
I think they're
now.
crazy hot still.
Yeah. I haven't really seen them
I
lately.
subscribe to both of their OnlyFans
Oh,
accounts.
gosh, I don't think they need to do
Yeah,
that.
strip it down. Number 12 on the list.
The
Beatles
Beatles.
won.
Beatles. Yeah.
Why does it say one. I've never even heard of one.
One is maybe the first album. The concept was simply a compilation of every Beatles song that topped the
Okay,
charts.
so
in the
it's
UK.
another best of.
Oh, screw
Every U.S. for those counting. We'll get a little sick out.
Did you guys-
home,
did
that
you guys
means the
grow up-
double album within 27? What?
Did you guys grow up listening to the Beatles?
that. Negative. No.
I
Yeah, I
did.
mean, they
I
were-
big time. Again, overseas. It was huge overseas, just
not a-
like ABBA.
Not a huge fan of the Beatles.
Oh, you are communist.
Yeah,
So this
maybe, but no.
particular album was just a compilation of some of their best hits, and you know, but the Beatles came up with so many different songs.
So
then Paul
many.
McCartney took a hiatus, and he joined Wings.
Wings.
And then,
I like Wings better than the Beatles.
but you know what? Statistically speaking, I think Wings actually made more money than the Beatles.
The Beatles weren't around actually very long.
Wow. So that's interesting.
I just find it shocking. I watched it. So, the documentary. I watched the Beatles documentary. It's the one you guys were talking about it. I finally went back and watched it.
What the
Anyway.
Beatles
Is that the guy that was in some alternate universe that started singing all the Beatles songs?
No, that's a good one. I saw that one too. No.
It's called Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
that was an interesting movie. Anyway,
It's called Let It Be, right?
their sound. I mean, they changed their sound
Oh yeah.
so dramatically.
The
And
Beatles?
The Beatles.
Yeah.
I mean, they went through all these different phases as a band and as songwriters, and
That's all right.
drug-induced.
They
and
were
not in
they
drug-
were crafty and
It was great.
Hell, one of the I don't know if the part of the documentary or what, but I was watching it. It's like one of the beginning of the songs is the drummer left to go to the bathroom, and he was like, they started the song and they thought he was in his booth and he wasn't. He was like, oh shit! And he ran over there, started, and he's like listening, and he was like picked up and they were like, oh, that was the coolest intro ever because it started with like a little guitar solo, and then the drums kind of picked up in the middle of it. Like, yeah, fuck it, let's just roll with it.
They did not cover that.
Improv'd
But
it.
when you mention the drummer, they had multiple drummers before it finally was
Ringo.
Starr.
They were also, I don't know if they may have created multi-track recording.
Oh, like
Well-
one of the very first artists ever to do that?
Yes.
Interesting. Kind
I
of like our
believe
podcast.
they were the first one. Yes.
That's how we take out most of what Sean says.
Correct. They had 4 tracks
Everything is
back in
Yeah.
the day. They had 4 tracks. They recorded everything on 4 tracks.
Okay, number 11.
that's fun.
I'm thinking Pink Floyd.
Oh,
Dark Side of the
God.
Moon.
Oh,
Another
yeah,
Pink Floyd.
the Dark
Seriously,
Side of the
They don't
Moon.
belong on there more than once.
Hey, look,
They're big, man. They're
Yeah,
huge.
you know, Pink Floyd is good. Roger Waters put out, he had some good stuff, and I understand that you've got a little jaded perception of what they were, but they were truly musicians.
Yeah,
and
I didn't realize they were that insanely popular.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd.
The Dark Side of the Moon was popular. I mean, I enjoyed Pink Floyd. You know, I mean,
I need to
Pink
go
Floyd,
back and listen to it.
See, the thing about it is that Jeff kind of nailed it. I forget what you said, what you call it. It's like the whole album is
A single
It's a
story.
concept album.
it's a story. The whole album's a story. There's not a song. It's like chapters of the song, and the common theme runs all the way through the whole thing. And
That's pretty cool.
I like it. It's telling the whole
Right.
story. It's cool when you sit there and you're by yourself and you just got the music going on in the background.
And you're thinking about how they wrote it and how they
it tells a
orchestrated.
story, and you kind of imagine your own movie in your head of what's actually happening.
Interesting.
You know. So, anyways, all right, let's go down to the top
All right, number 10. Now we're in the top 10.
top albums.
oh,
What?
Alanis Morissette.
Are you
Jagged
kidding
Little
me?
Pill. Hey, look, all I really want are a hand in my pocket, and you ought to know. You ought to know was fun. Look,
No,
she had a
one song.
fantastic.
How many songs?
Oh, the whole album was popular. Isn't it a little ironic? Don't you think?
Which it wasn't ironic at
You
all.
know what's funny? Well, I don't know if it's funny. Did you guys ever watch
Interesting.
what's the show Bob Saget was on?
The funniest home video?
No, The Family.
Oh, Full
the-
House? No.
Full House.
Oh, was it Full House?
Yes. So the brother on that, the blonde-haired guy,
Mm-hmm.
is the guy she's singing about, and you ought to know. They were dating.
Oh, God. Like the scratches down the back in the song?
Yes, I saw an interview with him going, what'd you think when that song came out? And he's like, well, what was it?
It's not.
It was-
fair.
It was a bad breakup. What do I say?
Yeah, so it was about him.
Damn.
That
How would you like to be that person?
I know.
Yeah, it went all Taylor Swift on his ass.
Yeah, apparently they get along today. But
Yeah.
back
Well,
then
you know
they
what? The
Well,
Alanis
hold on,
Morissette.
hold
First
on.
of all,
Taylor Swift doesn't have like a vengeance thing, does she?
are you kidding me?
Does she?
I don't listen.
Yeah,
to
she
music,
writes.
I don't know.
I mean, the whole thing and that the whole joke about Taylor Swift is
Each
that when
album
she,
was a different breakup.
yeah, when she gets separated
Every
from
song
the,
is a breakup song.
well, no, but she writes a song about her ex-boyfriend when they do her wrong, and she like drags him through the mud through
Interesting.
their song.
All
No,
right.
but Alanis Morissette was extremely popular. I really like her voice. First of all, I mean, she
I had
kind of,
no idea that she was that popular. Number
Yeah.
10 all time.
All time.
That's incredible.
It says 16 million U.S. sales, 24 nationwide. Yeah.
No, she's riding that all the way to the bank still,
Yeah, still.
Well,
forever,
I mean,
like forever.
yeah, and she's a true woman. I mean, she's a little overweight, and she's got just a beautiful
What?
voice.
What are you? Where are you saying that she's overweight? Is this like a new thing?
No, she was overweight. She's traditionally overweight. She's just
She wasn't back
she
in the day.
She was almost nude in that song, Ironic.
well, I guess from 1995 she's blossomed. I guess she hit her one.
That's
too
so
many-
couldn't tell you
funny.
what she
You
looks
like
like
pull
today.
out. You talk
So
about
she's fat?
overweight.
Well, Mr. Producer, humor us. Pull up the latest picture of Alanis Morissette.
Well,
just
she's
to,
gonna
like-
be like smoking hot,
I know.
thin.
Bikini.
You know,
Oh.
and look, I don't care. I don't
super
care.
hot
I,
in a
that's not
string
what's
bikini.
you know.
All right, come on, hit us. What does she look like now? They always do that. They say, "What do they
Just
look like now?" And it's so mean to do this.
Little image there. Boom. Yeah. Well, she doesn't
Well,
look
there's a
very
picture
fat
over
there.
Look at
Yeah, I
that.
think you're thinking of somebody else.
Unless
No,
she's
I'm
very
not.
pear-shaped.
No, I'm not. No. All right, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. You know, she's a beautiful singer.
Pregnant there.
She's got a beautiful face. I don't have anything negative to say about her, but she did get a little overweight. you
She's
know.
a pretty lady.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
pretty.
very, very, very much.
She's not fat.
And you
She's
know what
not
else
fat
I like
at
about
all.
her is
oh,
that,
there's
look,
one
yeah,
right there, far
yeah.
left in the middle.
Yeah. She was sucking on those little yogurt bottles. You know.
Oh, whatever. There, far right on the right hand side.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look.
Maybe that's what you're
Yep,
talking about.
yep,
Well,
yep.
no,
Truth comes
I
out.
think that I don't think that's her.
Yeah, it is her.
No, that isn't.
Oh, come on.
Oh God, maybe it is.
Oh, God, you guys.
Check out
All
that.
right.
Check out that man.
Battling postpartum protection. That was right after a baby.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
You're an ass. Come on.
Dude.
How do you know?
It
That's
says.
outrageous. You're
Talk
body shaming
postpartum
her
depression.
after she
I wasn't
literally
body
just had a
shaming
baby.
her. I literally just said, okay.
We said she was
Number
talented
9
and beautiful.
top selling albums. Mr.
Sounds
Producer,
like she's
scroll
fat.
it down.
We said she's talented and beautiful, and you're like, she's fat.
You're an ass.
Number
muffin.
9,
So I wasn't expecting this.
Adili.
No.
Adele. I liked Adele. She's got some good music.
She battled weight for a long time, and then
She
she
did.
went on those.
She looks terrific right
She
now.
does.
Yeah.
Well, she went on those. What do you call them?
I don't know.
Those pills that the
Atkins,
shots.
The Atkins.
No, the OxyContin. No, the
Oxycontin. She's on meth.
Ozempic.
Does she have Ozempic face?
Yes. No. Well, no. But a lot of people don't have Ozempic face. They just
That's a bad stuff. You shouldn't take that for weight loss.
A lot of people do.
It doesn't mean it right,
Well, a lot of people do, and they look great.
and it causes some problems too.
So Adele is. I don't have a whole lot to say about her. I don't really know a lot about her. I know that her music is fun, and I do like it. And I'll sing along with a bunch of it, but
She's a pretty talented.
it's kind of outside my box.
I
of
listened to her
things I
quite a
listen
bit,
to.
just-
But does she listen? Does she write her own stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I have so much respect for that. Just like Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
I respect that.
So it says, all the wisdom that comes with old age, British alt soul prodigy Adele Atkins' debut 19 was stunning in spots, earning both a watchful eye from critics and should have been a huger hit in single Chasing Pavements that perfectly demonstrates what makes her offbeat charm so appealing. A panache for gigantic hooks, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So, you know,
I need to listen to more of. I don't know.
I'm
I could
surprised.
probably name like one song.
No, she's got
I'm
some good stuff
surprised.
on this album.
I would go say, look, if you guys were to say, hey, Sean, when you want to see Adele in concert? I'd be like, you fags. Yeah, I'll go.
Yep, I would.
I'll go because you know what she does. She has a beautiful voice, and I'll go.
And the thing is, if you hear her talk, it's like a real thick Cockney
British
British
accent, yeah.
accent. Like, yeah, I'm going to the factory.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't come through in the music at
No,
all.
not at all.
It's crazy. All right,
Isn't that fascinating how that happens? How they can mask. It doesn't come through. Accents don't come through when they sing so much.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, all
right.
different artists. Okay, number 8.
oh,
AC/DC.
look at you. I said bullshit.
Yeah. Great album, man.
Good stuff.
1980.
Every song on that album is great.
Hell's Bells is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I've listened to this whole album.
I like
a
Giving the
million
Dog
times.
a Bone.
Ooh, Shoot to Thrill.
Give
Shoot
me
the
a
Thrill.
dog a bone.
So many good songs on this album.
You shook me all down.
Now, that lead singer is dead, right?
No,
No.
this is the first album with the new singer,
New
Brian
singer.
Johnson.
And he's still the singer?
Yes.
Wow.
The previous singer was Bon
He died of
Scott.
acute alcohol poisoning.
He threw up on his. He choked on his puke.
Oh, that's sad.
Bon Scott. And then this album came out, and obviously it's themed, right? Back in Black.
Yeah, no. Okay, what does that mean? Back in
Well,
Black.
You're wearing black, right? Kind of
Like a going
mourning,
funeral
kind of
mourning.
in mourning kind of a thing.
They were
right?
mourning the lead singer?
Yeah, because he died a year prior to this, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, but then they went crazy. Like, this album put them, like, I don't want to say
Yeah.
on the map, but,
Yeah,
like,
I kind of did.
it kind of did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean-
there were a bunch. I mean, Crocus is kind of that came out at the same time, and
Crocus.
Balls to the
Crocus.
wall,
Balls to
of
the
course
Wall
they
is
weren't.
Accept.
Yeah, well, who did Crocus? Whatever.
Music in the. Yeah, I know which one you're talking
Good
about.
stuff. This is
Yeah,
a great
but
album.
the whole genre there, but AC/DC kind of stepped above them and they kicked ass. I would not. I understand why, because AC/DC is kind of again. I think of my DJ time where I would have some venue and I would play certain songs that are popular, and you have what they call power songs, and you gotta have those power songs. And Back in Black is a power song.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you play with some of those songs, bam! It's like, oh my god, then people get out there and they dance and they have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a power song. So yes, it's part of that. It's kind of like how stupid Christmas songs that are retarded anytime, but they make that mark. They're part of the season now.
Right.
So I mean,
This is what I grew up listening to. AC/DC.
Good stuff.
Shit like
Yeah.
that. Scorpions.
There's not a lot of Australian bands, right? I mean, this one and In Excess, maybe,
Bee
and
Gees.
Air Supply. Oh, hold on, the Bee Gees were Australian?
Bee Gees. You didn't hear that?
No, I missed that.
They were English. They were living in Australia, and then they moved back to England.
So they're English. That doesn't count.
Correct. They started in Australia, but they moved to England to get big.
Paul wasn't paying attention.
All right.
No, I don't.
What's number
say yellow
7?
card. I'm challenging.
Fleetwood Mac, Rumors.
Fleetwood Mac, good band. You know what? On one of my drives back from Bryan, I listened to nothing but Fleetwood Mac because I was like, I bet you there's a whole bunch of shit I don't know, and it was interesting. I didn't mind it.
So Fleetwood Mac with what's her name? Stevie Nicks. Stevie
yeah.
Nicks. So
And Chris,
I don't know if
McVie, she
Rumors.
died.
I gotta
she
think
did recently.
they have such a unique sound, and she's got such a beautiful voice. And I don't recall. I wish they had some of the songs on the album here. Sweet 17 comes to mind with Stevie Nicks.
You make loving fun.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a beautiful voice, and at the time that album came out, and at the same time they had like Heart that was popular, so you had the same fans that were strumming that. Tom Petty, you could put in the same. In fact, I think Tom Petty performed with her, and they did a duet together, right?
Yeah, they did
Stop
actually.
Dragging My Heart Around, right?
Right.
So.
She also did one with Leather and Lace with Don Henley.
Oh yes,
Yes.
that is a great one. I really enjoy. I enjoy Stevie Nicks across the board. I mean, her and her whole witch thing,
But I don't even think she's the main singer of Fleetwood Mac. It's Christy or Chrissy.
No,
Is it Christy?
they split. Plus, Lindsey Buckingham would sing some songs as well.
Is that
Yeah.
the dude?
Yeah,
He's a guitarist.
The guitarist?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they had a great sound. They have. Are they? No, they're done. I think after Christy died.
Well, they were a highly dysfunctional band because Christy McVie and the bass player were married. They got divorced during this time, and Stevie Nicks was dating. They may have been married to Lindsey Buckingham, which caused all kinds of strife.
No, you can't
So-
fish off the band pier.
Yeah, so
yeah.
so there's lots of drama and high dysfunction during a lot of this time. All right, what's next?
Oh, that's good stuff. All right, number 6.
Number 6.
Oh wow!
Bodyguard soundtrack.
First of all, Whitney Houston.
Gorgeous.
All right, The Bodyguard. You guys are gonna make fun of me, but the Bodyguard
Brings you
movie
to
with
tears.
who was the
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Tatanka.
Probably, man. I gotta tell you, that is one of my favorite movies, and I haven't seen it in a while, but I
More than
really
Star
enjoyed
Wars?
that.
I think I've seen it once.
No, I didn't.
It's my
More than-
father-in-law.
Is
It's
it your
one-
favorite movie?
Shame
it's,
on you.
It's
No.
my father-in-law's favorite movie.
No, I just it's a good, solid movie,
Yeah,
and
it is.
it's I liked it. I liked it for a couple reasons. I liked it the fact that because Kevin Costner was had a thing for a black woman, and I think first of all that's it's awesome for what it is.
What about Eraser?
I also think that I
It
also
came out about the same time.
I also
Oh my God.
I just
Arnold had a
I think
thing
it was
for a black
it's
woman.
it was a sign of the times, and I think it says a lot. And what it did is that it kind of this is the type of stuff we need. We need to normalize race and
I don't disagree with that.
and kind of blend this shit together. First of all, she has such a beautiful voice, and it is
She did.
It's horrific that she
Tragic.
dies.
Tragic. And her daughter
Horrible.
died the same way.
It's horrible, and frankly, I blame the. I'm not blaming Bobby Brown, but I'm
I
blaming
do.
Bobby Brown syndrome of the lifestyle that
Had
he
she
lived.
never met him, she would probably still be alive.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't know. We don't know.
You also
We
have
don't know.
Commando.
It's-
What?
That's
Oh,
where Arnold went after Ray Dong Chong. She's black, right?
Thank you, Jeff.
Well, he's going on the.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
There were a lot of movies back then that had that theme.
It did. It
They,
did.
they did, and you know what? And I
Did you
wish
like
they
those
would have
movies
continued
as
that.
And it
well
was-
as
I
the-
did.
and
Like
it was-
Eraser was pretty good.
And it was fine. It was.
Yeah.
It was. There was no issues.
But it was a real deal. And the thing about the Whitney Hughes, the bodyguard, it was her own sister.
What?
Put a hit on her. Did you ever see
Oh,
Bodyguard?
spoiler
Oh, the movie?
alert!
Too soon?
I was gonna see it.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, I was going to see it, but now there's no point.
I'm every woman and the queen of the night. Yeah, queen of the night.
I definitely have not listened to the soundtrack.
No, I have not.
It's interesting that that's number 6. I mean, guys, think about this. Number 6 all time? Are you kidding me? I don't know.
All right,
That's
what's
crazy.
next?
All right.
Well, it's
number 5.
popular. Well, first of all, "I Will Always Love You" was like a number one song for months.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
Dolly. That was a Dolly song.
It was a Dolly, but
Dolly
she took
song.
it up to the next level. Now, number
sure did.
5. What is
Number 5.
I agree with this.
Led
This is another
Zeppelin.
right in my wheelhouse.
Great album. Great.
Hey, mama, like the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Led Zeppelin. The 1971 label is Atlantic. It's proposed $23 million in U.S. sales. I'll tell you my thoughts on Led Zeppelin. First of all, they're all individually excellent artists. The guitarist,
Groundbreaking.
the drummer, okay,
John
the way
Bonham.
the way they wrote the music, I don't know. I can't explain it to in sheet music wise, but it was some of the most complicated stuff that people couldn't even redo it. Like there weren't tribute bands that were able to produce the same sound.
Right.
It's only recently people are kind of like, the talent's getting better and better where they can do it. Their timing is impeccable.
Interesting.
Impeccable timing, and it's a piece of work, and they don't get enough credit because they're classified as a rock band, and they don't get enough credit that the work that they did were masterpieces. They
Yeah.
really were when it comes to the instruments they were playing at the time. And the fact they were probably all doped up at the same time.
Oh, yeah, big
no
time.
Kidding.
I bet I consider him one of the best singers out there.
Robert Plant.
Robert Plant.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Today, no, but back in the day,
course
he's
not.
there. He's bluesy. He's got some soul.
Unique. Definitely unique sound.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the what was the was he on the Drifters? Do you remember
The Honey Drippers.
Well, remember.
Yeah. The drums for when they did When the Levee Breaks, they recorded that in a big castle, and they set up the drums in a huge stairwell. So all that reverb, and the drums sound huge, and that's all natural castle reverb that you hear on that.
I'm kind of embarrassed to ask. I would recognize that song, right?
Yeah, it opens up with some big drums. Like that's just boom.
But I'm trying to think if
what is the name of the
I
song?
need to go
What
back
is that?
and listen
Mr.
to
when
that
the
album.
when the levee breaks.
When the levee breaks.
I know
Producer,
Led
let me pull
Zeppelin-
that up.
YouTube real
When the levee breaks.
I know Led Zeppelin 2 was a great album, or 3, maybe it was 3. 4, I don't know. I don't know if I'm that familiar with it.
Just
All right,
pop
so
in and we'll
when-
see what happens here. I have
Here
no
we
idea
go.
what this. I forget.
Let's see what we got.
All right. So when the levee
Why does it
breaks.
say Mothership?
this one's- There you go. You recognize that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely recognize this song.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, hit pause. There you go. YouTube's all over that shit, man. They catch you. It's, oh, I heard 3 seconds.
I
You're
know.
disqualified, and you're disqualified, and you're
I
disqualified.
thought it was 20 seconds.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, don't take it.
They
Don't
change
take
the
the
rules
chance.
all the time.
Number
All right.
4. Shania.
Shanae Twain.
Great
Now-
album. Great album.
This woman is not as talented as the numbers project, or the real numbers. I mean, the money.
She was so hot though.
She is hot. She was super popular, and she does sing good, but she kind of reminds
She
me
was
of
a
like
crossover,
Taylor
though.
Swift. You know, she's a sign of the times, super popular, but she's not super talented. But yeah, she's beautiful.
And she crossed over.
She's
meaning
righteous.
She made country be
Very
appeal.
pop. It's poppy.
Yes,
Yeah.
appeal to the pop industry. The
Oh
pop
man,
genre.
all the women loved her. Man, I feel like a woman. Oh, now what do they say? What does that mean? What are you saying? What are you saying?
You transphobe.
Oh, take the Bud Light.
Whatever.
All right,
It
so-
was a great album.
All right, number 3.
That don't impress me much.
Oh,
The
there we
Eagles.
go.
Oh, number 3.
Number
There
3.
you go.
Great
Yeah.
album.
Hotel, California.
1976.
Hotel California Eagles.
The Eagles. Now, the Eagles are in a classification all by themselves.
Yeah.
You know, these guys they didn't even know how talented they were. They really didn't. It took a producer to sit down with them and kind of pull their talent together and like the Seven Bridges Road song where they're doing the harmonies and
Right.
the acapella kind of style stuff. You know, they didn't even know they could do that. They were all shocked. They were all sincerely shocked on how awesome they sound. Seven Bridges Road is just, you know, it's a testimony of the vocals. You
But
have
it's not on
Don
that
Henley,
album, right?
Maybe I don't remember what album it was on. Hotel California. What? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's on. You know, we all know like the classics of the Eagles, but I don't know them well enough to know. Oh yeah, that was on that album, and that was on that album. You know.
Well, it was on so they have an Eagles live album. The Eagles live album is it's a double album back
It's the
then.
greatest hits.
Yeah, it is the greatest hit.
Oh,
I bet
that's-
that's coming up. I bet it's
Yeah, I
either-
bet it is too, man. It's Rock Salt Nails album is what it was. Well, the Eagles, fantastic. Don Henley. Who are the rest of them?
Joe Walsh, Glenn Fry.
Glenn
Yeah.
Fry. Oh, New Kid in Town, great album. I mean,
Yeah.
great song.
Famously called the band's early sound a plastic dry fuck.
Wow.
Wow,
Life
that's
in the Fast Lane.
interesting.
Yeah, those guys were something else, man. They came out in the their whole storyline. I don't know, is it a documentary or some sort of story? They have a really good story to
Yeah,
them,
there's
and
a
how they-
documentary out there.
They got catapulted into fame, and it was like by fucking accident. And you know, of course, everything in life is just like by chance. You never know.
Yeah,
What's
it
gonna
really
happen.
is.
Like Taking It Easy was written by Jackson Brown
Yeah.
to a point, and he couldn't finish it, so he gave it to Don Henley and Glenn Fry, and they finished the song.
no
I didn't
way.
know that. What a great,
No
what a
way.
great story.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Did he get 75% of the royalties?
I don't know. I'm sure he maybe got something, but
Probably an 8-ball.
Number 2.
Eagles. There you go. Greatest
Damn,
hits.
back to back,
Yeah.
3 and 2.
Yeah. Well, you know
That
what?
is a
They-
fantastic greatest hits album.
It is, and I'm actually, man, that is really good. The best of my love. I mean, 41 million.
That's amazing.
All right, I think
Yeah.
we take a bet on what number 1 is. I know what it is. I bet. It was my guess first.
Debbie Gibson.
So let's think about this.
Let's see.
My guess is Thriller
Probably.
That's an excellent guess.
because it hasn't been out.
Oh,
here
they
yet.
already showed it,
That was bad.
and but they showed it in the very, very beginning.
They showed Michael Jackson.
But
Yeah,
hold on.
it's
So
Thriller.
but
It's
we
Thriller.
have other.
Who would beat that?
Yeah, Michael Jackson was
There's nobody beating that.
that album Thriller was something else, man. Yeah, let's do it, Mr. Producer.
Number
number
one, Thriller.
Michael Jackson, Thriller, 1982. For every now and then, an album comes along that we can all agree upon. It's impossible to talk about the music of the 80s without mentioning this watershed record of the king of pop. Quincy Jones produced in 82. It's the transcend of all the fans of demographics. All love it. 110 million copies sold. $33 million. That doesn't sound $110 million. What does that $33 million suggest? 33 million albums sold? No. It says 110 million copies sold, but it says 33 million. That
In
doesn't make
sales.
sense.
No, it doesn't. does it?
Certified sales 47 million, U.S. sales 33, but in the body it says 110 million. All right,
Yeah.
paste.
Whatever. So, and rightfully so. Look, Michael Jackson was above and beyond. He was a patriot in the music industry, and it's
It's unfortunate he died.
well,
No, that was-
it's not just the fact that he died, but it's the story that came on the coattails of him dying that were unearthed. Whether they're true or
Yeah.
not, we don't know. But I want to say that they're not. I hope they're not. But it doesn't look very good for him. But you got to think. I mean, how many music artists, actors, actresses, whatever, have suspect stuff going on in their lives that were kind of like, that's okay. We're still going to think he had the best movie in the world.
It's a dark industry, man. Like
What is that,
Hollywood,
Woody-
California,
Woody
and
Allen?
fame, and
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
It's
and
a
his,
really dark.
when you have Corey.
Corey Feldman.
Just getting molested. There's just it's a lot of dark stuff
Yes,
going on.
just think
and-
about if you had all the money in the world, all the connections in the world, and you surrounded yourself with people that
Would do anything and give you anything.
yes.
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
how many times would any of us just make mistakes? Right? I mean,
Yeah, but I don't think
And-
I'd
and
go,
it's-
I want to stare into the butthole of a 7-year-old.
no. Well, okay, I'm not.
You know?
But I'm just saying, in general, that's a dark.
But that's what the accusations were.
Yeah.
That-
well, I mean,
that
it was, it
movie-
was child abuse.
That
No, not
movie
child
was
abuse, it
was damning, whether it's true or not.
like
but it's just like,
sexual
God.
Yeah, there was
Predator.
a comedian that was talking about Michael Jackson, and he was saying, look, if you want to attract certain types of things, a predator would offer a kid ice cream and do this. Michael Jackson had a goddamn amusement park.
Yeah.
He had a movie theater room with candy, and he
had
had
a
kids spending the
chimpanzee.
night. He had parents staying in the west wing of his house. Oh, he's
Yes.
going to be okay. We're going to sleep in pajamas. He's a grown-ass man. What
Right.
kind of mental deficiencies
Well-
does a grown-ass man have?
That's what they were arguing, that he was a child.
Well,
He
is
had
it a-
he had the mental capacity of a child.
I don't believe that.
I disagree with that.
I think
He may have
Maybe
he may have missed
emotional
his,
capacity of a child. I don't know.
maybe I don't know.
We
We're
don't
never-
know,
we're
and
never
we
gonna-
will
He had-
never know.
He had a really weird childhood, right?
Well, he
had
did.
no childhood.
Well, he was adult enough to take fentanyl.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
his
Okay.
doctor
so-
gave him that.
Well, he overdosed on it.
was
you
it
know.
fentanyl?
Yeah.
I thought it was propofol.
Yeah. No.
Isn't
It
that
was
the
a
same
horse
thing?
tranquilizer.
Yeah, I thought it was something else.
Yeah, he died of an overdose of a horse tranquilizer. Now, wasn't how different was that from Prince?
Prince was fentanyl.
Prince was fentanyl.
Yeah. Yeah, he opened it up on his propofol.
50 years old.
Yeah, that's just a crying shame.
And Prince, you're sure, was fentanyl.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
It's
He
just,
died on a plane. He
it-
was dead when he landed.
But the whole thing is that these artists become
didn't know
so overwhelmed with life around them, and they need to disconnect, and they don't know how to disconnect. So they take these drugs to disconnect. and
Yeah, he
it's-
asked the doctor for harder and harder stuff to help him sleep. And he eventually went so hard that he killed him. The doctor killed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was 100% on the doctor, in my opinion.
Well, he got arrested and
They let him
tried
go.
for that.
Yeah, they let
Oh,
him
they
go.
didn't. They didn't let him.
They didn't find him guilty.
Yeah. Well, that's
they,
what.
they may have stripped him away of his
know,
his license.
Right.
Whenever I see Taylor Swift's biggest thing, When I'm watching the Super Bowl, I talked to my wife. I was like, I wouldn't want that life.
I would not either.
Where everything you do is captured and
Scrutinized.
scrutinized. You don't have time to yourself.
Right.
Unless
can't
you just
and you
turn
can't
into a
trust
hermit.
anybody around you necessarily. Everybody who's around you wants something from you, unless they were a friend before you became famous.
Right. I mean,
You know what
having
I
the
mean?
money
So
would be
imagine
great.
just not trusting anyone.
Having the money would be great, but the popularity where everybody wants to be in your shit, I would have no desire for that.
I
was
no.
watching. There was some video clips of Taylor Swift getting on the football field after the game, and she has a swarm of security guys.
Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean, everybody would want to.
it's kind of
a piece
crazy.
of her.
I mean, and you don't really even see them until like there's an obstruction. There's like a guy with a yellow vest on, part of the staff, and he's got a camera. He comes in front of her, like he gets like within 4 feet, and all of a sudden some guy just comes and just kind of moves him along and just kind of whisks him away, and it's
he's,
just like
and he's never seen again.
Just pieces of them.
Yeah. Oh God.
God damn, dude.
Taylor Swift is killing people.
Buried in the
eating them.
backyard. No. All right. Well, this is interesting. I kind of anticipated this. All these albums. I was thinking there was a couple that were left off that I would have included. What say you, Paul? What would you have included on there as some of the top selling albums?
I would have thought there would have been more Beatles. I mean, the only album they talked about with the Beatles.
Was the
No,
greatest
they had
hits.
two. They had two. I'm sorry.
Sgt. Pepper's was number
And
25.
the number one, which was the number one hits in
The
the UK.
compilation.
So no,
Correct.
I retract. I was expecting more, but no, that was it.
I'm thinking the heyday of the album sales was probably the 70s and 80s. I would think there'd be like Kiss may have been on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been a good one.
Maybe like New Kids on the Block. They were
I'm surprised Neil Diamond wasn't on there. To be honest, Neil Diamond was huge in that time. During that time, no.
well. I wonder how far back they go. Like,
71.
why no? But do they go back to the 60s? I didn't see any 60s bands on there.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah, but the problem is that in the 60s the albums weren't very much. So the sales.
Well, they didn't say
they were a nickel.
these were units. This isn't dollars.
Yeah.
47 million records.
All right, so the 110 million copies of the single were sold, probably, perhaps. I don't know.
Interesting.
Quincy Jones produced the 1982 classic, was able to transcend genre and appeal to fans of all demographics. It's not surprising that it remains the best-selling record of all time, with 110 million copies sold.
Well, you know who their session players were on that band, right?
Yeah,
Toto.
Eddie Van Halen.
yeah. Well, Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen did the solo, but Steve Lukather did all the guitars.
Nice. Toto. Yeah,
Well,
you said Toto.
Steve Lukather
Drummer.
and Jeff Porcaro was the drummer.
So
on these.
I also did a 2-hour thing of nothing but Toto songs on my drive back from Brian, and there's some good ones.
Great album.
Yeah, I saw an interview.
I just said, give me all, just shuffle Toto. Go.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Steve Lukather, and Sammy Hagar was interviewing him, strangely enough. And he said on Beat It, they actually recorded the Eddie Van Halen solo first. And
Really?
they had to develop and play the song around that. And Steve
Wow.
Lukather played the guitar on it and the bass on
Amazing.
Beat It.
Amazing. How cool would it be that musically talented and you're in a studio and you're
Well, you get in these circles, you get in these jam sessions. and
Yeah.
you're just playing with each other, and you're just having a good time.
how
and
freaking awesome would that
and
be
you're
to
like,
be
hey,
that
let's
talented?
do this, hey, let's
Right.
do that, you know.
Right.
And when you get in some of these studios, and these studios what these guys have are,
Amazing.
oh, they're off the charts. I mean, you can't hear. I mean, you're ready to rock and roll. I mean, especially if you got the talent. You got the talent to sing. You got the
Right.
talent to play.
Yeah,
and
you're
like,
just
hey,
jamming.
play an E sharp flat. Let's do that. Do this part. Hit it a couple times. Yeah, let's do it. Drums, and then you start developing your own step. I mean, if you've got the tools at your disposal, you can do it. You know, and you,
Yeah.
it's kind of like this podcast. We're trying to get the tools at our disposal, and eventually the talent that we've got.
Oh, the
will-
talent's
the
off
talent
charts.
is just-
There's no question about the
it's
talent.
oozing.
overwhelming.
Talent is off the freaking
Oozing
charts.
talent.
All right, speaking
Yes.
of talent, we are enjoying our second half
Bourbon.
beverage.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Jeff, walk us through this.
This is one of my favorites. I think it's one of all of our favorites. Going back to one of the very first ones.
It's
So,
a go-to for sure.
Rare Breed by Wild Turkey.
Barrel
sir.
proof.
Yeah, barrel proof. 116.8. Highly recommend. This should be, it's about $50, 45 to 50
And
bucks.
that's the thing that just makes it that much more attractive. Not only is it an outstanding bourbon with a great proof, it's very affordable.
Yeah, it is.
And they got different years. They got a 6-year, 8-year, 12-year bourbon. So it just depends on which one. All of them are good. You can get a 6-year bourbon, and the price range can get a little higher for the 12-year.
Man,
I think
No,
it
this is a
12
blend.
Oh, is that what this is?
It's a blend of a 6, 8, and a 12-year.
I read that completely wrong. Yeah, but 116.8 proof. That's fucking top notch.
Yeah, it's top
I
notch.
enjoyed this turkey.
Yeah.
The rare breed.
I give this an 8
Yeah.
all day long.
all day
Yeah.
long.
I give it a 7.9.
7.999999.
Yeah, give it 7.999. I don't want to put it in the 8 category. I'll get as close as I can to it.
I would definitely put it in 8.
Yeah.
I'd give it an 8 even.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had this. I
Yeah.
was afraid that our palate had changed,
But
where we
it's
taste
not.
this and
It's
go,
good.
this is still top notch.
Finishers?
Almost.
You're an animal. Here,
Almost.
salute, guys. Dudes like us. Happy
Salute.
February.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got a birthday party coming up this weekend.
Ooh.
The wife turns
The big
5-0.
the big
50.
5-0. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're ready to roll on this one.
Yeah, I've got your Terra coasters downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some exciting
By the way,
stuff
that was
coming
Austin's.
up. And damn, the weather.
concept.
The weather has changed. I mean, we're dropping into 70s and 80s for the next couple weeks.
We are?
Yeah, it's good weather.
It was 83, 80,
I had a-
81 today.
I had to travel to Texarkana yesterday and do
70
my
degrees
job
right
out
now.
there, and I had to climb up on
65.
an apartment complex roofing system, and it was like 78 degrees.
I know.
It was
great.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
The
Beautiful.
fuck, man? 78 on Thursday, 80 degrees next Tuesday.
I know.
It's fucking February.
I know. It's crazy.
That'll change.
I don't know what's going on.
I blame Greta Thunberg.
I do too.
That whore.
The bitch.
Oh,
Speaking
Her
of
and her
whores,
sailboat.
she's a child.
No,
Not
she's
anymore.
not anymore. Have you seen her? She's developed.
Oh,
Oh,
gross.
God.
I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
She's developed like what?
I mean,
Pubes?
herpes.
Like her vulva.
Well, you like that word, don't you?
What?
That's like the fifth time you said vulva.
Not. That is absolutely
Mr.
not.
Producer's red carded
It
me.
was. Who? Me?
No, you just red carded me because of Greta Thunberg.
Oh, good.
All I'm saying is that.
Good. Finally. God, that's so overdue.
All I'm saying
A
is
red
that.
card for Sean is so overdue. I support you 1,000,000%, Mr. Producer. Well done.
Yeah, well, look,
Well
you know what? You pull up a picture of
And
Greta
no
Thunberg.
challenge flag for you.
She is a beautiful young woman.
Oh, she is not.
No.
I
I
think
disagree. She's weird looking.
She is weird looking, but there's nothing wrong with weird.
I blame her parents for fucking her up. Poor girl. She never had a chance.
She is highly homely.
Highly homely? What? What? God, don't be mean. She's
She
not
reminds me of
unattractive.
the.
She's
You
a cute
ever seen
little girl.
Ghostbusters? Do you remember the guy in the painting?
How old is she?
The Ghostbusters,
I
the
have
guy in
no
the painting.
idea.
She looks like a female version of the guy in the painting
Of which one? Ghostbusters?
of Ghostbusters. Remember?
What the hell?
She's
She's
21.
21. Actually, she might be 22 now. Scroll back up. What was the date of this article?
1 week ago.
Wait, was it really?
That's what it said.
Ah, she's 21.
1W.
She's highly homely, according to
Whatever. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's not like I'm.
And
trying to get
meanwhile,
her.
Sean's like, oh, she's
She's
developed.
so developed. She's
She's
curvy.
so developed.
Mr. Austin,
And
Mr. Producer,
we're
thank
so
you
out
very
of
much
here.
for your endeavor. Thank you for the red card, Dick. Second
Well-
half of the podcast, February 20th, Dudes Like Us. We have an Instagram, Dudes Like Us -podcast, Dudes Like Us -woodcraft. Order your stuff from us. We do accept certain liquor distributors out there if you want to
Give us
get
free
in touch
shit
with
to
us.
sample.
Well, we'll pay for it. We'll pay for it. Just, if you want us to sample the stuff, I'll just give us a buzz. We'll figure that out. Just like us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I am Jeff.